What if everything you've been told about learning, about your potential, is a lie? Pause for effect. What if I told you that everything you know about your brain and your ability to learn is holding you back from your true potential? You think you're just lazy, right? Or maybe not smart enough? You keep thinking you'll get better, but deep down, you know it's just not happening. You keep scrolling through your feed, getting lost in distractions, telling yourself, tomorrow I'll do better. But deep down, you know you're stuck. You're not growing. But here's the truth that no one is telling you. You are capable of so much more than you think. Your brain? It's not some permanent, unchangeable thing. It's a machine. And like any machine, it can be reprogrammed. But here's the catch. Most people will never rewire their brains. Why? Because the truth is too simple, too powerful, and it's right in front of you. I spent years struggling, watching everyone else around me succeed, while I stayed stuck, wasting time, making excuses. I blamed the world. I blamed my circumstances. But here's the thing no one told me. It wasn't the world. It was me. But that all changed in just 7 days. I didn't need a miracle. I didn't need motivation to strike me like lightning. What I needed was to take control, to take charge of my mind, my brain, my ability to learn. And that's when everything shifted. My focus became laser sharp. I absorbed new information like a sponge. I learned faster, smarter, and better than I ever thought possible. Brief pause as the music swells. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what I did to change everything. I'll take you through the steps I used to rewire my brain, and I promise you can do it too. The problem is, no one wants to do the work. Most people are too comfortable in their mediocrity, too afraid of what could happen if they break through. But you are different. You're here for a reason. You're ready. You're ready to change. You're ready to finally break the cycle of failure and frustration, to rise above your distractions and become someone who doesn't just learn, but learns faster than anyone around you. You are ready to learn at a level that most people only dream about. And in just 7 days, I will show you how. The steps are simple, but don't mistake simplicity for ease, because this process will demand something from you. It will challenge you. It will force you to face your distractions, your bad habits, your excuses. But when you come out the other side, you'll be unrecognizable. The question is, are you ready to put in the effort? Are you ready to challenge your mind? Because once you start this process, there's no going back. Once you experience what's possible, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to being average. You'll see how easy it could have been all along. And you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. I'm going to tell you exactly how I rewired my brain in just 7 days. But before I do, I need you to make a decision. Are you ready to unlock your mind? Or are you going to keep living in the same cycle, waiting for something special to happen? Because nothing changes until you decide it will. Now, let's get into it. It's time to rewire your brain. Scene 1. Introduction to rewiring your brain. So now, let's dive deep into how I rewired my brain in just 7 days. You're probably wondering, how is this even possible? How can 1 week make a difference? Well, the truth is, it's not about some magic trick or miracle. It's about understanding how your brain works and using strategic methods to make it work for you. Your brain is like clay. It's not fixed. It's not rigid. Neuroplasticity is the term we use for this ability of your brain to rewire itself, meaning you can change the way your brain thinks, processes, and remembers. All it takes is a bit of intention, effort, and consistency, and that's exactly what I did in just 7 days. Scene 2. Day 1. Eliminate distractions and set a focused routine. Day 1 was all about focus. And if you think you can focus with distractions around you, think again. You see, your brain is constantly under attack. Notifications, social media, emails, messages. they all pull your attention away from what really matters. And every time you get distracted, it takes minutes, sometimes even hours, to get back on track. On day 1, I decided to take control. I set up a distraction-free environment. I turned off my phone, blocked websites, and even closed unnecessary apps on my computer. Instead of diving into multiple tasks at once, I focused on one thing: no checking social media, no switching tasks, just pure deep focus for 30 minutes at a time. This may sound simple, but it's not. Focus is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it needs to be trained. I started small, focusing for just 30 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. As the days went on, I gradually increased the time. Scene 3, Day 2, Active Recall, the Secret to Retention. On Day 2, I got into a technique that completely changed how I remembered things. It's called active recall. And this is where most people get it wrong. You see, most people just passively read or listen to information. But the truth is, the brain doesn't retain information that way. Passive learning is a trap. It makes you feel productive, but it doesn't stick. Active recall, on the other hand, forces your brain to retrieve information. Instead of reading a page and moving on, I closed the book, shut down my computer, and tried to recall what I'd just learned. I tested myself. I wrote down everything I could remember. Now, let me tell you something important. At first, it was frustrating. I couldn't recall much, and it felt like I was wasting time. But here's the catch. When you struggle to recall information, your brain creates stronger connections. And by the end of Day 2, I could feel my brain waking up. I felt sharper, more focused. Active recall was no longer a chore. It became a habit. Scene 4, Day 3, Meditation and Mindfulness. By Day 3, I realized there was something missing. All the reading, studying, and focusing meant nothing if my mind was clouded with stress, anxiety, and constant noise. That's when I turned to meditation. I know, meditation might sound like something only for monks or hippies, but let me tell you, it's a game changer. I started with just 10 minutes of mindful breathing, and in those 10 minutes, I focused solely on clearing my mind. By doing this, I allowed my brain to recharge. The chaos of thoughts, worries, and distractions melted away. I was able to tap into a deeper level of focus, and my learning speed exploded. Mindfulness isn't just about calming the mind, it's about sharpening it. And when I did this consistently, I noticed a massive difference in my ability to process and retain information. So, from that day forward, meditation became a non-negotiable part of my routine. Scene 5, Day 4, The Power of Sleep. Here's the most shocking truth I discovered on Day 4. Sleep is critical to rewiring your brain. If you're trying to learn faster and smarter, but you're not sleeping well, you're doing it all wrong. I was guilty of this. I thought staying up late to cram more information was the key. But the reality is, sleep is when your brain consolidates new memories and connects the dots. So on Day 4, I committed to getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. But it wasn't just about sleep duration, it was about quality sleep. I made sure to turn off screens 30 minutes before bed, dim the lights, and follow a calming nighttime routine. Within days, I noticed my memory improving and my ability to learn increased. Sleep wasn't just rest, it became part of my learning strategy. Scene 6, Day 5, Spaced Repetition, the key to long-term retention. Now, on Day 5, I discovered something that took my learning to the next level: spaced repetition. This technique is like planting seeds in your brain. You learn something, then review it later. But here's the twist. You don't review it immediately. You space out your review sessions over days, weeks, and months. So, I used tools like Anki and Quizlet to help me space out my learning. On Day 5, I started reviewing new information, not just the next day, but 3 days later, then 7 days later. And this is when everything clicked. The information wasn't just in my short-term memory, it was cemented in my brain, ready to be recalled effortlessly. Scene 7, Day 6, nutrition, and brain fuel. By day 6, I realized that my brain needed proper fuel. If I wanted to rewire my brain and learn faster, I needed to stop putting junk into it. So, I completely overhauled my diet. I started eating more brain-boosting foods, like leafy greens, nuts, and berries. I also made sure I stayed hydrated, because dehydration slows your brain down. You see, the brain is an organ that needs specific nutrients to function at its best. And when I started feeding it properly, I noticed a significant improvement in my focus and retention. My brain felt clearer, like it was firing on all cylinders. Scene 8, Day 7, Reflection and Consistency. By day 7, I had rewired my brain. But the most important lesson I learned wasn't just about these individual steps. It was about consistency. Rewiring your brain isn't a one-time fix. It's about building habits, small, powerful changes you make every day. When I looked back, I realized that 7 days was just the beginning. Rewiring my brain wasn't a quick fix. It was a lifestyle, a commitment. And the best part? The results are lasting. In just 7 days, I went from struggling to remember simple things to learning faster than ever before. And the most amazing part? You can do this too. In fact, you can start today. But it's up to you. No one else can make the decision for you. Are you ready to rewire your brain? Are you ready to learn faster and smarter than ever before? The choice is yours. But remember, nothing changes until you take action. The clock is ticking. It's time to make your move.